I, John Riggs, hereby declare Stefan as the luckiest game collector in 2019. And here's why. Now, recently he found the prototype for the UWC cart. I featured this on my channel. He featured it on his channel. It was featured on ABC. It was featured on Kotaku, the WCW Worldwide, so many other publications, because this is an interesting find. He found the prototype, had the ROM dumped. I'm so glad he did. He sent it off to Frank Cifaldi of the Video Game History Foundation. Make sure you make your pledges and make sure you donate to the Video Game History Foundation. I do every month because of things like this. He dumped the ROM. It's preserved forever. And this is not the prototype. This is just a cart I made. It's basically a repro of the cart. And watch out for this, because we might be releasing some of these in the near future, as well as he will be releasing the ROM to the public. Super cool wrestling game. It is not the early build of WCW from FCI. This is from SETA. It features the likes of the Midnight Express, Stan and Bobby. It features Jimmy Jam Garvin. It features Barry Windham. It does feature the Road Warriors, as well as Sting, as well as Ric Flair. But no game featured the Midnight Express, at least not from this generation, not in 1989. So happy that this was found and out there, and so happy that Stefan sent it off to get the ROM preserved. He could have just kept it to himself and said, I have this and you don't. There are some people who are like that. Stefan's not one of those people, so thank you for that. That could have been the end of his story. However, then a few days later, on Reddit, somebody found the Gray NWC cart. The guy who found it was selling off his brother's collection. They were looking for cash. They brought it up to Metal Jesus. Then they went over and brought it to Pink Gorilla to have it authenticated from Kelsey, who has seen enough to know what she's looking out for. Now, it was legit. And also unlicensed and uncatalogued. Nintendo Age features all the Gray NWC carts. Every one of them has a different code to it. And then they have a list of who has what, and then many of those are unfilled so far. And the one that they found in Seattle wasn't cataloged. So that's great news. And if you're unfamiliar with the Gray NWC carts, what they are is basically back in 1990, Nintendo held the World Championships. The runners-up got the Gray carts, I believe, and then there were some gold carts that were, again, I believe, a Nintendo Power exclusive contest prize. But the Gray carts are a little bit more accessible. I remember back when I was buying and selling and trading games in the mid to late 90s through the Usenet news groups. Good God, how old am I? I remember seeing them for sale, not often, but I think I saw one sell for $3,000, maybe $5,000. At the time, I wasn't interested because I was like, I already have the 3 games that are featured in it. I already have Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, Rad Racer. Why would I want this that I can only play for 5 minutes? Doesn't make sense to me. Looking back, of course, hindsight, of course I would have grabbed one if I could. However, they found one in Seattle about a week ago or so, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And that could have been the end of the story. Go back to Stefan being the luckiest game collector in 2019. And you got to keep those networks open. Don't burn any bridges. Make friends everywhere, because you never know when they might come back and say, hey, you know what else I found? A Gray NWC card. Yet another one was found. 2 in a month. 2 within 2 weeks of each other. That is insane. Usually, these things don't usually pop up, especially to the public. However, the mother found one, then Stefan found one. This is a repro. This is not... Don't be thinking that this is an actual legit game here. However, this thing right here, are you kidding me? The fact that it was found and they worked out a deal was insane. I'm not going to get into the details of the story of how he found it, why he found it, what happened. I'm going to let him explain that on his channel. So if you're interested and curious, and I'm sure you are, make sure you check out Stefan's channel, which is Arca 1981. It's linked in the description right there at the top. You can't miss it. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's basically Super Mario Brothers, Rad Racer, Tetris, and you have a certain thing that you got to do to move on to the next stage. I'm going to pop this in and show you in real time what it's like to play one of these. They're fun, they're cool, and very collectible. I mean, to some people, it's their holy grail. Some people, again, like I said, the guy in Seattle who found one, he made it open to the public. He sold it for $23,000. My first salaried job, I made less annually than $23,000. That's That's a true story. So I'm going to play this just for a little bit, at least the repro of it. And I'm so glad that he has a legit one. But I'll show you, just so you can see what it's like if you're unfamiliar. So here we go. Nintendo World Championships. I have to hit start on controller 2 for some reason. I think that may have been how they started it for, the competition reasons. We got to play Super Mario Brothers. Get 50 coins. I will do my best. Not even a title screen. It's just going to go straight into it. World War 1, 99 lives. I have the sound turned down, so don't worry about all that. So now I have to get... Jeez. A lot of people also may not remember exactly how hard Super Mario Brothers is, but that's actually a pretty tough game when you go back to it. So I want to go down here, because I'm going to get a bunch of coins all at once. No, I've never actually sped run this game or anything like that. So there could have been, really? There you go. Get that one, right? I'm sure there's a secret technique to get all of them all at once. Get it all out of the way. But I'm going to see what I can do here. Come on, you. All right. Cheer me on. Imagine I'm up there. Let's see, 1990, so it would have been still my teenage years. Imagine up there, sweating it out, playing with other players. Of course, back in those days, I thought I was the greatest gamer of all time. Little did I know that once I started playing video games online versus other players, that's when I realized that I had a pretty high opinion of myself as far as gaming goes. Oh. Really? Come on, I got at least... Oh my goodness. It's my own fault for playing this sideways. That's my excuse. Wow. I'm really going to do this? Really going to do this? Okay. Jeez, I'm almost there. That should do it. Oh, come on. Alright, that will for sure do it. See, and with all those coins, I could have just done it. Now I just froze, and I was going to move on to the next game. Of course, it's going to be a game that I suck at. Not that I'm great at this game. 50 coins, thank you. Play Rad Racer. Complete the course. Oh, of course. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do here. Complete the course, my goodness. Here we go. And I've never been good at Rad Racer, and I can't even hit the select button to go to 3D mode. So they must have disabled that. Oh, get out of here, car. Alright. So just go around these bends. I'm a little better at Rad Racer now, but I've never been good at racing games. Even though this is more of a kind of a driving game. You're not really racing against other players. But, kind of like how Outrun... I mean, Outrun's not really a racing game. Race against the time, I guess. Race against the clock. Come on, dude. Pass this fool. There we go. There it is. Didn't even have a chance to choose my car. I mean, I choose this car every time anyway, but, Gotta look up some videos now of how to get a better time, get a better score. That's the problem. I don't like letting up on the gas if I don't have to. It's always how I end up crashing on the side of the road, too. Imagine just chilling. Imagine just, being somewhere or something. Having that... Oh, come on. I was even slowing down. I should have hit the brakes more. Just chilling with your aunt or something. I was like, oh, my ex-husband or boyfriend or whatever. He happens to have a bunch of video games. Here's a box of them that we don't use. They're just stuck in the attic. Maybe have some of the commons in there. Rad Racer, whatever else. Balloon Fight or something. Which wouldn't be bad to find on a cart. And then bust out some Nintendo World Championship cart. Well, it's happened. Now, this game has unlimited time. At least this course does. It's just how fast can you get to the end. I'm almost at the end now, fortunately. go. Should be right around here. There it is. I know it's getting close. All right, great racing. I don't think so. I crashed a couple of times. Tetris Type A, get the high score. I'll try. I'm no Paul Tessie, but we'll see what happens here. Now, I'm not great at Tetris, and I just hit up in order to drop it completely, and I don't have any guide on this one, so. Time. Oh, there you go. Time ran out. That's all I got. So there's my top score. All right. So again, that's the... Excuse me. That's nothing to cough at either. The game is timed. Like, you only have... Oh, my goodness. That top score is be the death of me here. So, that's how that goes. You only have a certain amount of time to do all that, and then with the remaining time, you have to just get as good of a score as you can with this game. Might be worth checking out some YouTube videos, and maybe I'll have to do that so I can step up my game on this. Again, like I said, this is just a repro here. But he found the legit one. I'm super jealous. 2 NWC Gray Carts found within a couple weeks of each other. Man, absolutely insane. The point I'm trying to make is there are still deals out there. There are still games out there. He found the prototype for this. 1989. That's, what, 40 years later? That's not 40 years later. That's 30 years later. Come on. So, I mean, there's, like, here's a game that no one's even heard of, unreleased, unannounced. 30 years later, they found it just laying around, you know. Who knows what else is laying around out there. There's deals to be had. Keep your conversation open on your sleeve. Talk to everybody. You have any games in your attic? I want to hear from you. You know, things like that. I'd love to find a prototype. I don't have any prototypes in my collection. I'd love to find a prototype of any game, whether it was dumped or not or something, you know. I mean, that would be the dream, of course, is finding that one game that was never released. You know, find that New Kids on the Block for the NES. Find that, what was that game called? Like Extreme Evolution, or there's a name for it, but it looks like the Ninja Gaiden, like almost like a native Ninja Gaiden or something like that. It looks so awesome. And there's going to be more of these Nintendo Championship carts out there too. Some of them don't even have numbers on them. I mean, they have to have numbers on them, but some of them, they're not listed. And someone's got to have them. Maybe you'll be the one to find them. You never know. So good luck to you, and best of luck to Stefan as well, who finally has one of these in his collection. He has everything else. This was, you know, now he's going to be looking for a gold one, I'm sure. And who knows, with his luck, he'll find one tomorrow. We'll see about that. But thank you for watching. And if you want more information on Stefan and what he's doing, make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. You're awesome, and I thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you.